we are going already. Didn't even change the music up, but it weren't even worth it. The round starts so quickly already that we don't need to lose any time here. So, we have Venreal and Kamigani going for a similar tactic with Mrs. Hammer and Kurhatan. I'm getting better at it. With the Boar and Goat Clan. Mrs. Hammer also on the goat again. Venreal also, so the goat clans don't really change about. Kami really liking his bear clan right here. No specific bans right here. Might also be a few outside of the field that we see right here. The Boar clan might be a strong one on this map. Really depends on which spawn it gets. I don't know how likely it actually is that goat clans get the same position on the map. You're gonna see that with the scouting then. I usually always were quite sure that goat clan members, goat clan players, would have the same position in team games, but I had quite a few games where it actually weren't the case. So I think actually in the last tournament we saw quite a few of those, where the goat clan actually had changed up positions, and it got quite important, like which teams had the better access to sheep and were cut off, because we also played it on the Ragnarok map right there. But we already have 4 sheeps for Venreal without a lot of scouting, so he must be happy. There were 3 sheep tile right there, so he must get 1 more at least. And that will be at least a 5 sheep game for him here. Should be good, should be good. Already a good position to start from. So there's the next bonus sheep. Most likely not more on it. But 5 sheep is already a great point to start. There might even be more on the map right here, of course. Maybe for Kami, maybe also in the surrounding areas of Venreal here. But like I said, 5 sheep is already a great point to play from. Might get more aggressive game right here. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know how much you would slow your game down because of the amount of sheep, or if the game plan of them will basically be quite similar right there. They have a nice little chitty chat. We can see that right here. That's really nice. Okay, having good fun right there. It's always nice to see also in a tournament. Yeah. Oh, the golden villager. So, sheepfold going up there. The sheep are already standing in for Venreal, like they would be already working. Maybe already getting a little bit bonus fruit from that, because the sheeps already feel like they would be working, even though the sheepfold isn't already up. But they are going for the mid quite aggressively. I guess Kami must be quite interested in it to get the 500 fame, the 200 fame bonus. There's a wolf attack coming in to Venreal July. Not even too horrible of a time for high difficulty. It can actually happen way earlier there, so not too bad. Scouting out the next tile. Kamigani gets his middle right there. Everyone should be very happy. And the second. Okay, going for next tile right there. Lure might be very important to him. I don't know. He's definitely valuing it over a bonus sheep right there. Going for that. There used to be a guy named Dr. Wolf. What happened to him? I don't know. I don't know. I guess he's still doing his thing, dude. I don't know. Have it with my friends list though. Could check it out. But wouldn't do it right now. But yeah, I guess he's he started playing Northgard every once in a while again. So nothing too special though from the side of shipwrecks or something. I don't know how it looks on Kamigani's side. Maybe he's sitting on 2 shipwrecks right there. And we didn't... I don't know if we already swiped over there for once. But I don't think it's all too... Nah, nothing. Yeah, perfect. Like Venreal is healing me. Choose Stack Clan next game. Stack go! Ooh. So, yeah, we have no shipwrecks there for Kamigani. They were just like very good. Seems I'm like I would have actual connection there. So, quite a few coasts. Well, not too many in the close area there. Guess that Venreal doesn't really aim for them, but I think Kamigani would be interested. Maybe would be interested? I'm not too sure. Next sheepfold going up there for Venreal, so definitely aiming for the next sheep right there and getting it to work as soon as possible. Sheepfold definitely worth the cost of a sheep working. It's just basically a villager on top. It's not the exact math, but it's kind of. And they're actually bonus sheep on this tile. I didn't even saw 7 sheep. 7 sheep. It's a good position. Sheep are now coming over to Venreal. And now maybe not building the next sheepfold and maybe actually going for an upgrade right here. While his stone production doesn't really suggest it, but it might actually also just start into the winter. Because he's just now focusing on just getting those sheepfolds up and getting those sheep working as soon as possible. He has already an early scout for Kurhatan. Suggests something quite aggressive here. And he is actually able to get super close onto Venreal's base too. Like it's the tile right next to the main tile of Venreal. Must not feel good, must not feel good. But the sheep are working. I'm very interested in Venreal building a 4th sheepfold or not. I'm gonna have an eye on that. But I don't think he will actually do that. Maybe he's just not doing it right now. Getting a little bit food for the winter. It seems. I don't think he really needs that though. Giving the ruin over to his friend Kamigani right there. Also giving away a little bit of bonus lore. Not too sure. Kami also has his lore right there, so nothing too special there, but Venreal definitely has the opportunity to push lore way harder in the later stages of the game with his circle right there. I'm sure the enemy is Dano and Tamer. Yeah, might be, I don't know. Mrs. Hammer and Kurhatan. Could be. I'm not too sure. They went undercover into this tournament. I don't know, Mr. Riker. But hello. Would be nice to. Would be a fun thing. But we're gonna find out after the tournament, I guess, if that's actually a thing. But they are definitely playing strong. Maybe that were what the chat suggested right there. I weren't actually getting too deep in it. I just saw that they were writing all the time, and that might actually have been about that. Maybe if a few of you were a little bit more reading that right there. Scouting is still going on there. There is the second market going up for Venreal. The food not really dropping too hard. 4, not really having any food production right there. That's the magic of the sheep, of course. And it seems like he would be actually aiming to upgrading a sheepfold here, by the way, to get my weird obsession with that done. I guess he will actually upgrade one of the sheepfolds to get the last one in there. It's 20% on top too, and like, if you don't have 10 sheeps, I guess it would actually be something you... Oh, okay, okay. I take a word. I turn back and say the different thing. I didn't... Yeah, obviously you wouldn't want to upgrade your sheepfold, guys. Hello? That doesn't make sense. No, actually, makes a lot of sense to build the sheepfold right now and not go for the upgrade. So you need to put in quite a bit, and I guess in a game like this it's so aggressive that you rather want your stone straight into your scout camp right there. Giving the iron over to Cammy. Okay. So it doesn't really value the upgrade all too high right now, but seems to have his iron fairly close to him too, so might actually be about that. That he's going for that a little later. Oh yeah, it's already his main iron that he's on, and the little iron is right next to him. I guess the iron that you get every time is rather the main iron, so the little one, right? So he leaves his main iron for later on. Kurhatan Onat, which is Dano backwards. Ah. Maybe. Maybe. Could be, could be. And Mrs. Hammer as Mr. Tamer? Maybe, maybe. They're the bonus sheep for Venreal though. Getting up to 9. Very strong here with the sheep herd. I think that's what the lure is called. To bring his food economy up to a very, very nice point. 9 sheep is definitely nothing to laugh about. You will have quite a bit of food against you. But also explained why he definitely wanted to have the sheepfold right there, and might now think about upgrading one, while I still don't think so. Like, he must have the wills to go for the stone without too many problems, but I guess he would rather focus with that on gold. Maybe I'm thinking wrong there. Scouting is already going on. Soon gonna get a lot quicker here since the upgrade is ready, and he's going for it. We have the 200 fame for Venreal. He must be very interested in those food tools right now. It's the first thing that he thinks about. I need to upgrade my hunters. Yeah, so rather keeping on the sheep economy right here and going for some stone. Still going for stone though. Not really switching completely into gold like I would have maybe thought, but the goat definitely has the economy to do that, so he might go for a few more upgrades on top of here. Maybe even upgrading a trading post right there. Oh my god. Your bear is fat. Take the scout away, you stinky bum. You see, the trash talk is going on right there. Oh, now Riker definitely has a problem right there. What is now? What is now? Is Fervorous still in chat? Okay, okay. Maybe we also got a little yeah. You know what I mean? He's trying to trick us. War Chief. Front of there. Keeping the wolves clean. Something you would really want on higher difficulties, because the wolf attacks can get fairly annoying. And Venril just wants a very chilled eco right now. Wants to get his gold up. Maybe actually think about some upgrades here. Getting the feasts out like crazy. If you want to play an aggressive game, it's always not too bad to actually do that. Get the feasts out of the way quite early. Even though you're not gonna boost that much of economy, you're gonna have the feast done at least at the end of the game, or if the game ends quite early, so it's not too much of a bad thing to go for that. Last guess, Mr. Crowbar and Dano. Oh yes, that might be. That might be. Could also be, could also be. I think, oh yeah, sure. I just realized that in the last tournament, Dano and Mr. Crowbar were actually changing their name for every bloody game. So every game they had new names, up until one game where Steam actually didn't update it, the names right away. So you might actually be on a good path right there. Well, might be, might be. Fun things though, fun things. But we could already see that they were playing on a fairly high level right there. Going for the next sheepfold right now, getting the last sheep to work. Not thinking about any sheep upgrades right here. So, my answers definitely got answered right here. I love that a lot. They get scouted by Mrs. Hammer. Scouting out the next tile, so definitely, yeah, okay, for the first tile already it needed to be upgraded. He already has that for quite a while, so couldn't have started before and then ended a long while afterwards. They already have the main here for Mrs. Hammer. While they need still run through the map, but they just need to have one more tile scouted. They have an open way. I think the tiles are actually also connected, so the path to an attack would be open right now. But he's going to build the forge. Might be thinking about the warrior upgrades right here. Double minus, which suggests that, since he would be on 5 iron without any problems, only with 1 miner until the forge is up. Only thing that makes me think that. But also that the warrior upgrade is that much worthy, just, and if you can lock that down, that would be just great for them. I don't know if they will actually have that much time though, since Mrs. Hammer is also already scouting quite harshly, and they maybe not let them the time to actually go for the upgrade right there. The worst thing that can happen to you is when an attack happens and your upgrade is just not ready, because you put all that time into the upgrade and in the end it didn't actually pay out then for you. And that's of course one of the hurtful things that can happen then. While Venril and Cammy already start a little bit of clearing right here. So they seem to want to be the attacking force right here. Or is it actually just about the military experience? I can't tell you about that. I can tell you that the Venrils is not really high at this point. But they might focus a little bit more into Cammys right here. Well, Venril got a kill out of that. He's on 84 right now. It's a little bit higher than you were before at least. They're going for the next tile. We're mostly about the stone. Who could have thought? Definitely, in general, a quite eco-heavy build here from Venril. It's not like super aggressive. The gold is there, the warband is there. In case of an attack, he would be ready. But in general, his eco is flourishing. He's at a good point here. Gotta always keep in mind that this is high difficulty. So for high difficulty team game, with this amount of gold, his eco is great. Sheeps might have to do something with that, but not everything. Getting the upgrade right there. That's a good pace. He most likely will have it ready even if the attack would come in right now. So if you would start seeing the green dots coming on the mini map over. But it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. And I don't think that Mrs. Hammer and Kurhatan will be attacking through the winter. Because why would you attack through the winter on a bear? Getting the warband right there, going up to 14. 14 at 801. They might think about an attack themselves. But the upgrade isn't through. It's gonna be an interesting one. Just in general, the whole situation of the... Nah, now he goes scouting, okay. If there were a plan of attacking, it's definitely done now, as soon as he sends scouts out. There will be no attack from Venreal and Cammy this winter, in my opinion. 4! Dragos! 4! This is the game where I concede. Concede lol. Rip. 4 Draugr attack. This is high difficulty at its finest. Yeah, that's definitely a Y. The 4 Draugrs coming in and making your day. It is defendable though. While do you want to? Like, what is on this tile? What you want to defend? Like, usually Goat Clan doesn't have too much problem to get buildings onto the tiles and do stuff with it, so won't be that yeah, happy about losing a tile there. So we'll most likely try just to defend it. Might be able to do that. I demand justice. We feel you, Mrs. Hammer. We feel you. We also demand justice. Oh my god, they're also all arranged. That's gonna be a rough one. A rough pill to swallow for Mrs. Hammer right there. Oh, that's also true. And there we have a little bit of justice. Coming in for Cammy right there. Not as bad though, if I'm gonna be honest right there. But Mrs. Hammer and Kuratan will also be able to defend the tile right there, and no losses there for the goat. That's very good. The 9 sheeps are on full work here for Venreal. Earthquake coming in, hitting the merchants. That's what he doesn't want to happen. Sheeps don't actually care about being on fire. That's also a real life fact. You can take that with into your day. Sheeps don't care when they are on fire. They don't mind that. 10 more stone for Venreal right here. I don't know if that's only something that he wants to trade away at some point, or if he's actually aiming on some upgrades. The amount of stone that he's just going for just suggests to me that he is actually aiming onto somewhat right here. But I can't tell you what. Something is gonna happen with that stone. That much I can tell you. Your sheeps need a sheep. 3 wolves not equal to 4 Draugrs. Yeah, Mrs. Hammer is also... We demand more wolves. Who has space for a sheepfold? My god, man. These are the problems you have as a goat. So it's definitely true. Building space for a goat is always hard to find. Would always love. Like, it's definitely the clan that needs the amenities. Great lore there for the goat clan. Saved me a lot of games already. We have a sadistically high food production for Venreal right now, with the 13 villagers. What's about that? What about that 13 villagers getting food? He really wants to have food right now. So he wants to colonize a tile most likely. He wants to get a big food stock to do the same stuff he did last game. But he's gonna cap food soon, isn't he? Does he have a silo? He's gonna cap food now. And now it's... Ah, okay, okay. So, attack is going to happen, and I think it's basically about having the opportunity to also go for tiles then later on into the game. That he got such a big food stock. Because he actually, yeah, he needed really, right? See? Still on the -1. It's all okay about that. He didn't need to have that much of a food stock right there. But I think it's mostly for just taking the next tile here as they approach into the next ones. If he loses a few warriors there into the start, he will even have a way higher food production like we saw in the last game. And maybe he's gonna be able to even go further. And now the attack is going straight in. Tower comes a little bit too late, will go down right away to save the cost right there. Won't blame him for that. 60 wood, and yeah, you already have the people in your tower right there. So even if you could somehow cheesily finish it, it wouldn't be that worthy, I guess, to actually do that. And they will push for the next tile there. This is a fairly big army right there, but it is 802 May, so Mrs. Hammer and Curatan might be quite ready too. I don't know how much the Fort Rugger attack actually threw them off. We have warriors. We have 7. We have 8. 8 warriors coming out from Mrs. Hammer right there. In the defending position though, so not as many army is gonna be needed to defend as to attack, of course. There's a lot more army coming in for Kuratan too. We have 8 more warriors. Makes a total of 16 in defend. This is good. This is good. But Venril has 15 warriors for himself plus the war chief. So their numbers are higher. They are definitely quite higher, but they are in the attacking position though. They don't have that much of a supply lines debuff though, since they're colonized that close. That were most likely why Venril went for this insane food production right there. And he's going straight for more gold, since he wants to have another army in case this attack doesn't go well. But I think if they would push in right now, they would actually have a quite good fight, to be honest. Army wise, they should be a little bit more in the front right here. Seems weird to say, but the defending position is a lot better though. But they still should be able to push them down right here with this army. Just Venril came in a really good position with his warriors right there. And yeah, Kamigani also with a really good amount of army. That were a good push. Quite a bit though, quite a bit. That were really well timed push. What's current game time? 8:02 July, I guess. Sorry, I'm also working on a delay right here, so my response is always going to be very, very late. But yeah, that's the next game. Going to, yeah. Sorry. Next game going to Venril and Kami. That should be it. GG. And yeah. Daniel has no honor. So about that we can already be quite sure. I don't know if the other one must be. I guess it's Crowbar, right? Yeah, it's Crowbar. Should be Crowbar. So Mrs. Ever Crowbar. Confirmed. We have the Chesh Berserkers already in the next game right there. So give me a little bit of a second here before we jump into the next one. It might not be all too long though.